Do you want to travel to Turkey? Watch Turkish series? Speak with your partner's relatives? Study in Turkey? Here is your ultimate guide with tools, resources, and insider tips on how to stay motivated. How do you go from barely saying your name to ordering that kebab with full confidence? Watch this video until the end and then go to the link in the description to download your study plan. The first thing you want to do is to learn harmony. Don't waste your time on Duolingo, and don't waste your time trying to learn harmony through obscure words such as giraffe and elephant, because you will never use those in a million years. Instead, learn to say something like kafedeyim. Kafedeyim. I am at a cafe. This way, not only do you learn harmony, but you also get to use this expression in real life. So you have a couple of different options. If you like studying from textbooks, Istanbul and Hittite textbooks are really good. You can start with those. If you like learning with a course, the Turkish course is really good. It's very interactive. There is also Learning Delights of Turkish as a textbook, and there is this free website called turkishbasics.com. These are all the grammar resources. There is another website that I will recommend, fiilçekimleri.com. fiilçekimleri.com. It gives you verb conjugations. So going back to the grammar resources, if you choose to use the Istanbul or Hittite textbooks, they will walk you through the grammar very nicely. Same with the Turkish course. But if you choose to use turkishbasics.com or Learning Delights of Turkish, I suggest that you start with plurals and then go to var and yok and then do I, you, we, they, because that is a better order to learn things. Adopt the idea of listening like a child. That means listening for anything and everything Turkish, because that will familiarize you with the sounds that Turkish is supposed to make. But that being said, the best type of learning material is always something that is slightly above your level. That will give you a level of challenge, but will also give you that sense of accomplishment that will keep you motivated. Istanbul textbook series has listening. It gives you a QR code that you can scan and then you can watch videos. Turkishle has really good listening content, as well as grammar topics and things that you may not find in textbooks. Burada Zeynep has beginner-friendly vlogs. Teacher Ali Yilmaz has vlogs, read-along stories, and some exercises. Turkish Class 101 has listening exercises, listening content, and Netflix is, of course, really good for subtitles, switching back and forth. I want to give you some series that you may not be able to find on Netflix, but are really good for practice and are classics. The first one is Gibi. It's very casual, it's very absurd, and it's quite fun to watch and digestible because the episodes are short. And another one is Tatlı Hayat, which is a comedy classic. It's not new, it's a bit old, but it's very famous and it's a lot of fun, I think. If you want a little bit more adventure, you can watch Ezel. There is also Çemberimde Gül Oya, the magical series. And let's not forget Aşk-ı Memnu, the romance classic that is originally, I think, a theatrical piece. Okay, so try to repeat sentences that grab your attention while doing listening. Try to write down what you heard, and then you can pause the video, pause the podcast, and rewind it, listen to it back, and compare what you have written down with the actual words that the character has said. Repeat these out loud over and over and over again. Go around the house narrating what you do, because you want your brain to hear that you can actually say these things. That will help you to stay motivated because you will feel achievement. Also, sing songs out loud. Listen to Nil Kara İbrahimgil and Sertab Erener especially, because these singers have song lyrics that are very real life, daily life. Speaking doesn't always have to involve listening. As we said, you can go around the house and narrate what you do. This adds an element of interest to what you are doing, and it makes you feel maybe a little bit silly because you are talking to yourself. Maybe it makes you feel a little bit nervous because you're about to say something in Turkish. Maybe it makes you feel victorious because you are able to say that thing. These are good because these are emotions. Memories are very solid when paired with emotions. So use this to your advantage. You can look at a picture and try to describe what happened before, what might happen after, what is happening in that moment. You can describe the surroundings in the picture. You can talk about what the people may be thinking. You can do this with a language partner that you can find on an app like Tandem. Tandem has active Turkish users. You can use HelloTalk to find a language partner. You can use HelloTalk like a language learning social media app. You can post pictures, you can post notes, you can post voice notes for people to comment on, and you can see other people's profiles. It's like a language learning Twitter, also known as X, or maybe at this point, X, also known as Twitter. You can go on Language Sloth on Discord. Language Sloth is a language learning channel. It has voice channels and text channels, and Turkish voice channels are always very full of native Turkish speakers, very active. Just pop in there and start chatting. You can use Hi Local. It also has chat rooms. Or if you want a professional approach, kind of maybe more structured alternative, you can go on italki and find yourself a good teacher who has a good understanding of the language that will give you a bit more guidance. You can learn grammar on there, or you can practice speaking. I don't recommend reading children's books because guess what? Children understand most grammar and they have a pretty darn good vocab. So what you get most of the time is sentences like, the big bear was scouting for the treasure. And I think it's a little bit useless. Instead, go for graded reading. İstanbul Antidil textbooks have reading. Dilmer's Türkçe okuyorum 1 and 2 are a bit dated, but still full of reading. Turkish short stories for beginners by Foxton's Graded Reading are really good. They give you reading comprehension questions. Actually, Dilmer too has reading comprehension questions. Learning Delights of Turkish has a lot of dialogues, and linq.com is a very good website for reading. What you want to do with reading is to be able to read through that entire text without going So do it over and over and over again until you don't pause or go And then once you know the story or the text by heart, try to retell the story out loud using the sentence structures and the vocabulary that you learned from the text, just as a child does. You can use DeepL. DeepL is a superior translation tool, but don't rely too heavily on it because it can interfere with the learning process, but you can definitely use it as a guide. Another way you can practice with a text is by writing down what you remember from the text. You can do this, or you can journal. Journaling is especially important because what you might want to journal about will be the thing that you will want to talk about in real life. And when writing, you find out what you don't know how to say. It's evident. And then you go out searching for an answer for that thing. This is crucial because it creates an experience, a learning experience. So when looking for an answer, you can use journally.com, where you can share your journal for other people to correct. There is also langcorrect.com. It is a similar one. Hi Native is an app where you can ask questions or ask for corrections for short sentences, but also don't forget to correct other people's sentences and answer other people's questions, of course. There is also our Pen Pals, a subreddit on Reddit. On our Pen Pals, people are looking for email partners and sometimes snail mail partners. This subreddit is not for language learning, but I see Turkish people on there and I'm sure they would be happy to exchange snail mail or emails with people. I think it's fantastic because you build a friendship. There's also R Learning Turkish. R Learning Turkish is obviously for learning Turkish. You can ask your questions, it's very active, full of people. So overall, when creating a study plan, what you need to pay attention to is to have as much output as you have input. A study plan that doesn't balance input and output will create the classic problem of I can understand but I can't speak. So do check out the study plan that I've got for you in the description and like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one.